It's bash time, folks. Week 12 edition, and this will be the last opportunity to draft Dawg Bowl drafts, as that qualifier is going to lock on Sunday. So we will dabble in a couple of those. And of course, we got to get a few BRs under our belt. We are still chasing that elusive streamed draft bink here in this 2025 season. Let's get it today. I'm Pete, the Battle Royale Bash with you. Let's do it. Welcome to the Best Ball Bash. We are throwing a party. One of you guys in the chat will be hopping on stream to draft, and then we will split the $2 million prize.
We are in the 2020 Honda Civic.
I think we got to lock him up.
You're going to be able to get us Jalen Knoll to fall by staring them down in the eye right now.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, Pete.
Lock him up.
That's my kind of guy. I am going to need a howl from you.
Hopefully none of my neighbors mind.
Oh, this is going to be my life. This is so much fun.
All right. What is up, everybody? Let me get the giveaway going. You know the drill. Join the bash in the chat. To be entered, that's all you need to do. My only rule is if you were on last week, just take a breather, take a bye week, let somebody else hop on stage. Other than that, everything is fair game. Everything is fair game. Join the bash. Let's do it. The results are rolling in. 9 entries so far. How are we doing, everybody? How are we doing? What's up, Chad? What's up, Chris, Steven, Chris, Garage, Captain James. Captain James is headed to the Dawg Bowl, but not for drafts. He's going to be there as a Pick Em finalist. He went 2 of 3 in his entry, and I believe the conversation I saw in the Discord was that none of the 10 semifinalists got their entire entries correct, so it went to a secondary tiebreaker based on the amount of picks you did correct in those multipliers. And our guy, Captain James here, was fortunate enough to be one of the individuals to punch their ticket. I believe 3 total will be there. Very cool stuff there to get our first Pick'em finalists as well. So we will see you in Kansas City, Captain James. We will be seeing Chad in Kansas City, that's for sure. What's up, Dark Sheep? How we doing here? I don't know about that. Okay, here's the deal. See, I see what Dan's doing here. I see what Dan is doing here. Dan already maxed out his seats to the Dawg Bowl. If Dan comes on stream, we will not be drafting a Dawg Bowl because I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a 4th seat via my account. And would I like that to be a problem that we collectively would have to deal with? Absolutely. But I'm not even going to let it get to that point. I refuse. If Dan comes on, you know what we're drafting with Dan? We're drafting a goddamn Wildcat. I ain't giving this guy anything more than $3. Mr. 3 seats to the Dawg Bowl trying to join the bash. I don't even know if I've seen Dan trying to join the bash in previous weeks. Krutches says double reverse. No, that's my contest. That's my contest. I finished 3rd there last week. I can't let Dan steal my double reverse equity. Underdog legal, breathing a sigh of relief. You know what? I've been doing this long enough. I know when to sidestep potential controversies, like drafting a Dawg Bowl team with Dan. Can you fucking imagine? Can you fucking imagine? We're not going to let that happen. All right. What we are going to let happen is a few people hopping up on stream. We'll spin the wheel a few times here to get the queue going, and then we'll get to the good stuff, the drafts. Captain James, look at this. Look at this. Someone already headed to the Dawg Bowl, but not in the draft streets. Captain James, shoot me a DM, sir. Excited to have you been on? I can't remember if you've been on or not. You might have. Wait, were you the one who came on with your 12 sleepers? Apologies, guys. It's been a long season, and I can't keep all of these usernames and handles straight in my head. I can't remember if Captain James has been on or not, but we'll find out. All right, let's spin again. After Captain James, who do we got? Who do we got? Lee! Chad, look at this. I mean, the Dawg Bowl, it was the last week here for Dawg Bowls, and we got all the Dawg Bowl heavy hitters coming out. Chad, shoot me a DM. We'll get you popping on after Mr. Captain James. Let's spin a third here. We'll get the queue nice and full. We got Willis hopping in. Chris, man, has anyone been on the bash more than Chris? I don't know if they have. No, Captain, you're good, Captain James. You're good, brother. You're good. You are good. I told you, the rules are, as long as you weren't on the week before, it's fair game. It's not like we have 1 million people signing up. We have 14 entries in right now. Bash enthusiasm is draining as the season progresses. People are like, draft with Pete. I'm over it. All right. James, if you're ready, shoot me a DM. Otherwise, Lee, feel free. You can hop on and then we'll do Chris, and we'll get to a handful of guests today on stream. Should we do the fourth just right now while we're waiting? We can do the fourth here. Our fourth guest is going to be Crazed 952. 9552. There you go. There you go. All right. Hey, James, Lee popped on first. So I'm gonna get Lee going, and then you come on after our guy Chad here. What's up, Chad? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Have you been on the bash? I can't remember.
I have not been on the bash. So
okay. All right, let's do it. I mean, when in Rome, if we're gonna have the hang on, you have not. Do you have 3 seats too?
I do not have 3
okay.
seats. I've only got the 1 this year.
Okay, I have to avoid any, Dan type of controversies here. So I think we are allowed to do a Dawg Bowl together here. How many deep are you this week?
About 60 deep so far. So
okay.
No crutches, but still got a few in here.
Yes. Like to hear it. What are catch me up to speed. I've drafted, 15 to 20 of the 6s, been looking at ADP and stuff, but obviously not in the 12 streets. So what kind of macro stuff have you been noticing here since projections came out?
Running backs, I mean, like always, are moving up like crazy. Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, another good stand to have. So 2 weeks in a row, I've been heavy on Chase Brown before ETR came out, and they are validating it. So
yes, yeah, the Chase Brown ADP. It was like a tale of 2 running backs from that game. The Trevion Henderson projection and the Chase Brown projection, and the ADPs had those wildly different.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I picked Trevion even before the projections came out, and I don't mind it. I knew it was a bad pick. I knew what I was getting into even before it. But, I mean, he can pop off, and it's Cincinnati. So,
yeah, there is definitely input volatility there as far as like what that split is going to be. I will say the price tag in the 6s, because he's actually going later in the 12s than he is the 6s. He has like an ADP of 7 in the 6-man. So it's completely out of control. Like he's going ahead of Derrick Henry, which is just crazy.
Yeah, that is rich. I was heavy on Henry to start with too, because that was a good spot for him. So,
oh yeah. Yeah, you don't need projections to pull up the slate and see that, Derrick Henry with a 30-point team total versus the Jets at home is a good pick.
No, yeah, that one kind of rates itself. So,
well, sweet. Well, we got the 111 here. How has the back half of drafts looked so far this week?
Ugly. I hate the 11 and 12 spot the most. So, and I've been lucky to be more in the front part of the draft. So this will be something a little different for me, but I have not liked the back half when I've been back there.
Yeah, which I feel like is kind of an evergreen comment this year. I mean, I guess there's been some weeks. I mean, this is even a relatively strong week as far as like how many good games there are and stuff. And it's still like the talent really dries up.
It does. And this is where the projections really, like ETR projections, really messed with things. So the combos are weird at the back half too. So the first 8 pretty much has stayed the same the whole time. So you kind of know what you've got. Whereas the back, it is just do what you want. And it can be interesting. So it's can be kind of freeing too.
That is true. Kind of go get your guy season. Of course, Trevion Henderson, top of the queue. T. Higgins, Brock Bowers, Hurts, May, Pickens, ETN. What do we do here?
I like going receiver here, even though I am kind of the running back guy. So, I mean, I would go T or Pickens.
Yeah. Let's do T here. We'll see what Go AZ Cards is going to do. I mean, this ADP, it's kind of funny thinking through the Bengals stuff because everyone's already excited about T without Chase. And it's like, should we be even more excited if Burrow is playing? Like, how much room for excitement is there at this ADP?
Yeah. I mean, there's potential, like, we are back on the clock. I would either go Bowers or May. And the running back just feels a little deeper this week to me. So I'd look for 3-4 turn to be going running back. So let's
push quarterback and let's grab Bowers here.
I have an idea for something we can do by pushing quarterback too. So,
okay. All right. So we're going to start Higgins and Bowers there, but yeah, it is like, I'm trying to think if we knew Burrow was going to be playing all along, heading into this week, like, is this exactly where T. Higgins would go? Are we basically saying there's no difference for T. Higgins, whether it's Burrow or Flacco?
Probably, just looking at who's ahead of him. I mean, and Flacco will lock onto that top receiver anyway. I'm a little worried about Christian Gonzalez, right? Locking up T. But, I mean, what do you win when you win? You win a lot more with T than you do pretty much anyone else there. So
yeah, and T is what, like, if I'm gonna cosplay as a ball knower for a half second, I mean, really good in contest scenarios, able to rise up, big threat in the red zone, and then you're also just hoping that this game gets nutty. The Bengals just facilitate so much play volume, so yeah, I always think that's probably a decent thing to have in the back of your head, but you probably, I mean, we were kind of at a tier break there. I guess we could have taken Pickens over Higgins, but I think you still go Higgins there.
I definitely would go Higgins. I mean, we did. So, like, I do think there's a difference there. Pickens, as good as he is, I know, like, he's getting as many targets and whatnot as CD. He still is the number 2 there. So,
yeah. What are some of your other big stands, at least now that ADP has normalized a little bit more?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the Green Bay running back spot with Jacobs having practice today. The video actually looked pretty good for him too. So I don't know what to do. And really, I'm 15% of both Jacobs and Wilson. So I haven't been taking a stand. I've just been trying to take that value when it falls.
Yeah.
So, I could pull up my exposures here and see, but Chase Brown was one of my early ones. I haven't done a ton since. I've done maybe 5 since the projections came out, 5, maybe 10. So,
yeah,
that Green Bay running back and Pittsburgh running back is going to be an interesting leverage spot.
Yeah. What is the Wilson and Jacobs one? I mean, I feel it's fairly easy in 6s because it's just like you just don't take Wilson right now because there's no risk. Obviously, in the 12s, like that risk becomes very much worth it. Is the Gainwell Warren dynamic pretty similar as far as pricing and how people are acting, or is it a little different?
So I haven't seen it since like 10 this morning because I had to actually work for a change, which sometimes that does get in the way. But Warren was going 3rd, 4th round, and Gainwell would go in the 6th sometime. I don't know if that has changed though today. So.
Yeah, and I assume I pulled up the Steelers injury report on stream earlier. I don't know if we've gotten the Wednesday or the Thursday practice report yet. So yeah, I don't think we've seen it yet if he's practicing or not.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it, but I know like I've been kind of fading Warren. I wish I had faded him even harder to start with because I just didn't believe that he could have gone back in the game. Players are, and even if he could have, we saw Bucky Irving go back in the game and then miss weeks. So. Like just because you can finish that day doesn't mean that you're going to be fine for the next week.
Yes. Yeah, definitely a lot of moving parts this week, and those backfields are probably going to be pretty big factors in how these leaderboards shake out. Just knowing how hard it is to get cheap running back volume in these dog bowl rooms, and the fact that you might be able to get it with any of those four is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, and that's why when you're on the back half here, I don't mind trying to push the running backs because we just don't know what it'll be later this week. Maybe that won't be the case, and we'll have more clarity on what's happening with Green Bay and Pittsburgh. So, but for now, I like playing it this way. The other thing, like I do a lot of value over replacement stuff, and it is just so heavy running back this week on my stuff, which means that the receivers who are legitimate picks in their spot are even more valuable. So taking someone like Higgins and Pickens to me makes even more sense.
Yes, Gunnar, we are here with Chad Maschke. You have qualified now for all 3 dog bowls, correct?
Correct. Yep.
That is an awesome accomplishment. Excited to draft with you here. When you are drafting on your own, do you build out your own ranks, or are you drafting off of ADP generally?
Well, I use ETR's projections to build my own value-based ranks.
Gotcha.
So, and then I'll move it around off of that, depending on what I feel and who I see they're projecting in and out. But that's kind of been my process. And I save all of my draft boards too, and kind of will use some of that to build ranks, seeing how everyone's going with an actual ADP for Dawg Bowl versus the 12-man playbook Dawg Bowl. I'm sorry, 12-man playbook ADP. So
yeah. And we are about to pick here at 311. I do see what you mean. Like these 3-4 running back options are much stronger than they were last week. Yeah. We are on the clock. Breece Hall, Rome, Michael Wilson, Metcalf, Henry, Aaron Jones, Dart, Swift. What do you like?
Jones or Hall.
Mm-hmm. Do you like playing the ADP game and potentially try to get both, or is this going to be a min one of those two here?
Min one. I like Jones better than Breece, but okay, I can be talking either. I've been making that click a lot more too. So
yeah, no, I want to get the full Chad experience here. So we'll grab Aaron Jones versus Green Bay. I mean, lost that one, Jordan Mason had the touchdown, but his role still has been pretty good. It's basically just praying that JJ McCarthy doesn't crater the offense.
Yep. And being a Viking fan, I'm seeing it crater like crazy.
You're part of, I keep forgetting you're part of the Minnesota contingent here. Oh. All right, we're back on the clock. David Montgomery and Breece Hall go. What would you like to do here with Jones, Higgins, and Brock?
Either Michael Wilson or let's look at running back again.
Yeah, running back, Swift, Warren, Kamara, Jacobs, Gainwell.
I'd go Wilson and see.
Okay. Yeah. Michael Wilson, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. already ruled out. Michael Wilson goes nuts last week. 50% ownership in the 12-mans. He's going to have 100% ownership this week, though.
Yes, he will. And it gives us the backstack of Brissett, too, if we need it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's kind of your read on that overall game, Cardinals-Jags?
I mean, Jacksonville's got a much better defense than obviously Arizona faced last week. And Arizona 57, was it completions or attempts? I don't even know. Whatever Brissett threw, it was an insane amount. I don't have a good read on it. I just will play the projection with Wilson, and like Brissett locks on to his top 2 options. So you got McBride and you got Wilson. And I mean, they're going to have an insane amount of target share. Jacksonville's D is good, though, and I think Jacksonville's going to run it kind of down their throat. But especially with Tootin being healthy enough. So I was curious to see what was going to happen with the ETN and Tootin stuff.
Yeah, that's another backfield. Not that Tootin would really get drafted, but it certainly changes the projection for ETN if he isn't in the picture. I did this morning when I wrote my article for Fantasy Life, and I can actually pull this up, but I was looking at the biggest differences in the 6-person to 12-person ADP. Obviously, the running back is just like a big structural thing that happens, but ETN was the biggest difference even among all the running backs. He's like 27.2 and the 6 is 15.6. And my read on that, where people are kind of saying, hey, if Tootin doesn't go, is ETN an even stronger play than this, ADP is indicating.
Yeah, and he probably would be, but with Tootin back at practice, he's going to go is the way I'm reading it. So, and Tootin's been drafted like 5% of the time, so some people are picking him. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, before that injury, I mean, it was looking like it might be like 60-40 in favor of Tootin the way that game started.
Yep. Yeah, and I still have one limb left, and I've got ETN on that team, so I was kind of hoping ETN could have the backfield to himself this week, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So,
a user named Chip Skylark 77 says, "Could Chad comment on Jordan Mason? Do you have a history with Chip here, or where's this Jordan Mason comment coming from?"
Not that I'm aware of, but I was on Neil's the Flannelverse earlier this year, and I drafted more Jordan Mason than I did Aaron Jones early on. I'm sorry, best ball. So
yeah,
that was right about when Jones got hurt. So I mean, Mason was looking good for a little bit, and he didn't capitalize on it at all. And Aaron Jones has looked better this year when he's been healthy than I thought he did last year. So, and Jones can just do things other running backs can't with catching the ball out of the backfield. But long answer short, McCarthy's going to crater them both, and it's not really going to matter.
Yeah. Yes, but not this week. This week,
right.
Aaron Jones is going to get it done.
The role is good. So, I mean, we just got to play into that. And Mason had like 20% of the snap share last week, something like that. So Jones is solid here. I just thought that Mason was going to take it from him, and I didn't like Jones's production last year, but
yeah. So we got
sorry. Go ahead, Pete.
No, you're good. It's a tricky spot when you have the timeshare and the struggling quarterback. But I don't know. We've seen those divisional games between the Packers and the Vikings get pretty fun as well. So some hopes for that. And also too, the way like McCarthy plays, like, yeah, it hasn't been great, but if he connects on a few of those deep shots, like the Addison fingertips one, like you can see that game speeding up in the same way, like Caleb plays awful a lot of the time and then just has these bursts of, fantasy goodness. So I'm not writing them off from a fantasy perspective.
Yeah. There's a big difference between the fantasy and real life quarterback play for sure.
So Go AZ Cards behind us already has his quarterback, so we can push our quarterback to the 6th round. Are we going 2 running backs here? Or are you interested in a wide receiver?
Running back is what I'm thinking right now. We'll see what Draft does. First.
Yeah, so he goes Mooney, so we get to have our choice of best available running back: Gainwell, Tracy, Hunt, Tootin. What do you think?
I like Gainwell and just say Warren's out, so Gainwell will shoot up if that's the case. So
yeah, that's a good CLV spot, right? Yeah, if Warren misses practice again today, I mean, Gainwell's going to start to really move.
He will, and even if he doesn't, if he gets hurt during the game, Gainwell's got a role in the offense. So I mean, it's not bad anyway. So
now, what do you do at court? Has Burrow been going in these?
Hardly at all, but that is what I was thinking. So Burrow, and then if we don't get that, we'll just swap either to Brissett or a naked QB. But I would take Burrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of actually stunned that, I mean, we're the T. Higgins drafter, so I guess we're the main people interested in him. But again, going back to where Burrow would be going if he was ruled in all week, like Burrow is the type of quarterback that people would just take naked in the 3rd in this spot with this team total. So.
Without a doubt. I mean, we're getting value on him, and I think people are being hesitant to pull him up because, I mean, if he doesn't go, swapping to Flacco or someone else doesn't feel great in the 3rd round. So,
and this is a good note. I guess he was O-tag until just a few hours ago. So now it's like full steam ahead for the swaps with him.
Yeah, no, that's good to know. I know I looked yesterday when Trey Benson, Arizona, and Burrow and Gesicki got reported as like having their windows open, and they all still were O at that point in time. So I think they've all been switched now.
Here is the final squad. I like how this one shook out. We get Burrow to Higgins. We get Aaron Jones and Kenny Gainwell. We get Michael Wilson and Brock Bowers. obviously, I think the biggest you need Bowers to do get one of those 25 balls probably, and no Warren, but otherwise this thing could come together nicely.
Yeah, no, I like how it turned out. Playing Warren out, and right now it's still early in the week, so you got to take some of those angles and play it one way or another, and you can do it draft by draft. So
that's true. I just saw on my timeline, Packers running back Josh Jacobs said he banged his knee on the second play on Sunday's game. It swelled up fast and couldn't bend it, which is why he dropped out. At this point, it's not a pain issue, but needs to get his range of motion back. Doesn't think that will take long. So I don't know, man. I still feel like that. To me, it feels still very 50-50 on whether he plays this week.
Yeah, it does. And I'm still going to play and take both of them if they fall right now. So, and see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario is I'm stuck with a bunch of Wilson that he's a backup running back. So I'm going to have good teams regardless. So, and that's okay.
Yeah, and in this one, we saw Jacobs went to easy in the middle of the fourth, and then Emmanuel Wilson went at pick 34 end of the third there. So that's going to be a fascinating one to see that play out.
Yeah, that it will. Sure.
All right. Well, Chad, it was a blast drafting with you. Hopefully we can get some of your Dawg Bowl expertise and run good to trickle down to this lineup. I believe Gunnar was saying you were on the Flannelverse earlier this week. If people want to see more of you.
Yeah. Last week. So
last week. Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Yep.
All
so
right,
if you really want to, by all means, go check it out. But everything we talked about is dated. So
yeah, that is how Slate specific content works. But Chad, fun drafting with you, and we will see you in Kansas City in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. See you there.
All right. Peace. All right. Bringing back to the stage, Captain James. Now, James, last
we're
time
doing
you
this
were
again.
You came prepared with 12 different
I
sleepers
can't
last
hear
week.
you. Let me
Uh-oh,
see.
you can't hear me. I can tell. Do we got you, James?
All right, maybe.
Can you hear me, James? James, Captain James.
I'm just gonna put it on.
Can you hear me? We can hear you.
Hold on, I have my AirPods in. That might be
okay. Classic.
I don't know.
Classic streamer mistake here. Got the different ear pods in. How about now? Can you hear me, James? Can you hear the stream?
Man, I don't know. I might have to. You might have to just go next because it's not. Unless I can just log out.
All right. We'll give James one crack at it here to come back, and then if not, Alex, you can pop on here as well. All right, let's see here.
Okay.
How about now?
I got you.
All right. You good?
Yeah. So good.
All right, man. Welcome back. Since we last talked, you have successfully punched your ticket to the Dawg Bowl. Congratulations.
Despite my best efforts. Yeah, no, it was weird because there was no like live sweat for the semifinals. So all I knew was 10 other people had their entries, and I had Trey McBride, Kyron Williams. Kyron hit it really early on. Trey McBride a little later, and then I was waiting for the Rashee Rice. Got stopped at the 2-yard line. I was like, well, I'm cooked. That was a good run. And then I got an email the next day that I got it. I was like, oh man, that's
dude.
That is hard, man.
I will say though, that is by far the preferred experience. And like, say you got all three right, but then there were other people who got them all right that had better multipliers, and then you get the message, oh, you actually didn't get in. That would have sucked.
That was brutal. That happened on, I think, the last qualifier week. There was someone in the Badge Bros chat that was like, hey, I hit 40-something Xer, which is what I did as well. And then they found out later in the week that someone had 100-something odd multiplier, and they got kicked out because of it. Which
who was the other guy you were talking to in the Discord? I forget his username that punched a ticket for the Pick Em as well.
Bob something. I can't remember. I don't, not anyone that I had known before, but I still, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to be there. I got a 8-month-old at home, but the logistics work out in my favor that I'm in St. Louis, so I'll be able to drive it there if I'm able.
Nice.
So.
Well, good stuff. Are you dialing the slate? Do you have 12 sleepers for us like you did last time? We can do a BR here.
I am 0 dialed. I bet it's been a whirlwind with the finals going to the live final. So I haven't really looked. I mean, I've looked a little bit at who's playing, but that's really it.
All right. Well, we'll do a 6-person here. I can help out and we'll get her done here. Yeah, that's exciting, man. It does, like, it's a shame that there wasn't more of like the sweat experience for it and not having the blind element of it, but hopefully as a pilot run it will improve next year.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. We'll make sure that we give them feedback, and like you said, it's a pilot, so there'll be ways for them to kind of maneuver it for the next season, because it's a really cool contest. So I'm glad to still be a part of it.
Remind me the prize pool you're competing for now.
50 grand.
50 grand. And what it's three finalists, right? And what's second and third?
0-0. Right.
Oh, so it's winner take all.
So I'm trying to talk with Bob. I've talked with Bob. I've tried to talk with a couple of the admins, and I don't know that they're gonna do any wiggling on it, but if not, I'm sure we can work out something on the side, but we'll figure it out.
There you go. Well, that'll be fun for you. You are going to be staring at the Pick'em lobby for a long time. In advance of week 14.
Yeah, and it'll be 10 2-man entries, so it's a little different of a format. So that'll be fun. Yeah,
Bob can't roll out his all lower strategy necessarily as effectively there. Okay, we're on the clock. Henderson goes at 5. My God. Amon-Ra, Trey McBride, Barkley, Henry, Lamb, Rice. What do you want to do?
Man, let's go Trey McBride, and then it's almost Dehember. So no one wants to tackle Derrick Henry right now.
True. And Trey McBride just won you a spot at the Dawg Bowl, so we got to pay homage to him. And so when does your entry just have to be submitted at lock at 1 p.m. on that slate?
I don't really know. I'm sure, like, hopefully if I'm able to go, I'll coordinate with them. Probably doing it sometime when the other draft's going on. I don't know.
I'll talk to him. I feel like it would be so fun if there was an element of, I just think it'd be hilarious if you guys had like big stickers for like your picks, and you could go up to the board and be like, Josh Jacobs touchdown, Trey McBride no touchdown, and see you guys alternating your 2 picks up on the board. Would be funny.
That would be fun.
All right. So we got Trey McBride and Derrick Henry. I like that start. I think I've done that one a couple times already. And then we can see what we want to do here we'll get rid of tight end. Jalen Hurts goes. Lamar, Olave, Diggs, Pickens, AJ Brown, J-Mo, Mahomes here. This is
how far down is T already off the board at this point?
He is, yeah.
He goes early. Okay.
Pick 11 there for T.
Because if Burrow comes back, it's going to be last season all over again, just playing for their lives.
So Lamar, doesn't fall, but I don't know if you want to do Lamar and Henry together. It certainly hit a few times last year. Olave, Pickens, Brown, J-Mo, Mahomes.
Let's do George Pickens here.
Yeah. He's a strong pick there, and then we still got our second selection.
I'll throw the second one over to you.
Okay. I think this is Chase Brown has been projecting super well and is going to continue to move up. Let's lock in Chase Brown, because I think this is a flatter tier at wide receiver, and then we can maybe figure out what we want to do at the next 5-6 turn.
Yeah. That way we get a piece of that game for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think that one's gonna it's either Burrow comes back and they're feeling good, it's gonna be something of a shootout, or Flacco's gonna try to go out on a good note, and be someone else's backup next year as well.
I know it must be such a mind fuck for Flacco too with Burrow coming back, because like Burrow just wants to get the W's to give them a chance to make the playoffs, because once they slip out of the playoffs, then it makes no sense for him to be playing.
Right. It's slim odds, but the Steelers don't have an easy road either, so it's not unrealistic with him at that one.
So we got Henry, Chase Brown, George Pickens, Trey McBride. I did my fantasy live stream earlier, and I had my randomizer wheel, and there was a suggestion on the wheel for a draft, and it was from like 3 weeks ago, and I forgot to take it off, and it was draft only AFC South and NFC South players. And so you have like Bucks aren't on the slate, Texans aren't on the slate, and I saw it through Panthers. I ended up having to take Chris Olave and Tyler Warren at the 1-2 turn because I had to stay faithful to the prompt. So everything has felt easy drafting ever since that one.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I guess if you shoot yourself in the foot at the beginning of the week, the cut on the wrist doesn't hurt.
All right. You never know till you try is a big New England fan. They took Henderson at 5, Diggs at 17. We'll see what they do at quarterback here. We are going to be quarterback, wide receiver. Kind of hard to stack Mahomes and Goff at this point.
Is that like fool's gold to go to Michael Wilson here? Is that too much in the game?
I don't think so.
Because I feel like that's how you got to attack them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, Michael Wilson, his draft ownership, he'll probably settle around 40% owned. Brissett's going to be sub 30%. So I don't mind doing the double stack on a condensed offense like that. Let's do it.
And then what do we got left?
Oh, sorry. I just snapped it because once we take Wilson, we're definitely taking Brissett.
There we go.
With McBride. Yeah.
I like it.
Although, yeah, unless I don't even know what the there, I guess you could do Dart if you wanted a slightly higher ceiling there. But I think
you're worried about him not running. There's all this speak about him taking care of his body. So that's either going to really mess with his head and he's going to get sacked a bunch, or he's just going to ignore it. I don't know. We'll see how that shakes out, but it doesn't sound promising from a fantasy perspective.
Yeah, we shall see on that one. I think he's a strong pick this week still, and especially because he's going to hide out here. There's a gap. Mahomes like 90% owned here, Goff 50%, and then you're down to Dart at like 37.5. Like his ownership's going to be capped at like sub 50%. Yeah, and so that. I mean, we've just seen such a huge ceiling from him. So I'm in just trusting that he learns to slide and the team still uses him at the goal line. That's kind of that. All right, here's the final squad. We get the Jacoby Brissett double stack. Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, just looking for a repeat of last week. Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, and George Pickens. How did we do?
I don't know if that would be my first choice, but I don't think we're going to face any dupes. So...
I don't know.
It's
Be careful. Don't dupe us, bros. Don't dupe us. All right, dude. Well, next time I see you, we'll be in Kansas City. So are you going to be trying to fire at the draft Dawg Bowl qualifier to be the first ever qualifier?
I don't got it like that usually, but I'm like, I might as well. It'd be a real richest to riches story, So I'm going to take a couple swings at it for sure. Because what the hell? Why not?
Yeah, if you're going to be there, you might as well make the most of it.
Yeah. So.
All right, man. Well, good stuff. All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks, Pete.
All right. Peace. All right, Alex. Welcoming you back to the show. You were on a couple weeks ago, right?
2 weeks ago. Yeah. Hey, Pete.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. You can hear me all right?
I can hear you. There's like an echo. It sounds like you are in a cavernous building right now.
I'm in a cavernous room. Is it bad? Because I can switch.
No, it's not bad. It's definitely passable.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, if it gets bad, just let me know.
Yes, it sounds like it's less of an echo and more of just the voice of God, as Matt says in the chat here.
The shipper.
Exactly. It sounds like my toddler has the little toy microphone and it just adds like a little reverb to everything. That's what you sound like. Say something cool. Yeah. This is like when you tell somebody you're a comedian and they're like, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke.
Yeah. Don't put me on the spot like that.
Remind me, when we met last time, you were like pretty new to everything, right? Or am I?
Yeah, first year doing all this stuff. Still a noob.
Yeah, nice.
Still soaking stuff up like a sponge.
How have your past couple of weeks gone in the Battle Royale streets since we last talked?
I'm a McBride guy, so you would think I would have made money last week, but unfortunately, stars didn't really align. I even clicked Michael Wilson a couple of times. I clicked Tet a couple of times in the Wildcat, but couldn't get that perfect build. But staying strong, staying pretty coasting along so far, just soaking things up.
So you had some Michael Wilson teams. I mean, he was sub 1% drafted. What the hell were you doing on those Michael Wilson teams?
Yeah. I had a McCaffrey, Kittle, Michael Wilson team that min cashed.
Oh my god! Who is the rest of it around that?
I don't know. I don't even want to look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Man, because even if you have Purdy or Brissett with that's 4 spots that are decent. But man, this is I'm just trying to fathom how you fucked that up, brother.
I mean, yeah. I mean, not having Josh. Well, I didn't have much Josh Allen, obviously.
Yeah.
Even for that team, I don't know. I'm still have PTSD.
Yeah, it could have been a Josh Jacobs early.
Yeah.
He was paired with McBride a lot, and that definitely sucked.
Yeah.
How you feeling about this slate?
I actually haven't done any draft this week, but I have looked at the rankings. I don't really have any like hot takes. I think most of my takes are pretty mainstream. Like I'm really high on the Lions. Like I think the Lions are going to smash, obviously. I think I'm high on like the projection guys. Like I like Derrick Henry. I like Chase Brown. I like Kenneth Walker.
Nice. Okay. We get to. I haven't clicked Kenneth Walker yet this week. 33.5 ADP. Going to not be 100% owned. I like that thought versus Tennessee. So I'm going to hop us in a BR draft. We're going to have after you, Chris, coming on. I am going to spin again here as well. Did Crazed, did you ever DM me here, Crazed? I know I saw you in the chat. I don't see anything on X or in Discord. So Crazed, let me know how we are getting in contact. So we're going to go Alex, then Chris, then hopefully Crazed, and we'll get another name rolling here as well. Let's see here. Who do we got? There you go. Chris. Chris Birkel was trying to get on earlier, and now we got him. There you go. Chris, shoot me a message. And Alex, we still need one more. Look at this. Slow to fill here on a Thursday.
I'm in a less cavernous room now, Pete, so.
Okay. What is
actually still pretty cavernous.
Is this your apartment? You just live in a cavernous space? How rich?
No, this is my dad's house.
Okay. All right. What are you at your dad's house for?
I just moved out of my apartment in Los Angeles, and I'm just like working remotely until the end of the year. So I'm hanging out with him.
And what's your next move? Where are you going to live?
Probably back to LA. I just got a couple of months where I can work remotely. So that's the plan for the moment.
Just cash in that free rent.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, maybe ship a couple drafts, and then we got our LA rent money,
Hey, what else, when you live at your dad's, you guys doing dinner every night? You guys watching TV, or do you still like live your own life? I'm fascinated when you do, like at that age, like moving back in. How does that work?
I know we binged both seasons of Severance in 3 days. So that was one thing we did recently. So yeah, we hang out quite a bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess that's a better way to do that than if you're just like, I am exclusively using this place as free residence, and I'm going to eat your food and use your Apple Plus password, and I don't want to see you otherwise.
Yeah, it's better for sure.
All right, we got the 1-4 here. Gibbs goes 101. Trey McBride 102.
Whoa, my guy, my man.
Your guy. Although you did say you were a Lions guy this week, so we could do Amon-Ra at 4, or if you like whoever's left of JT, JSN. JT goes. So JSN, Bijan, or Amon-Ra, who do you want?
Yeah, I mean, let's go. Let's do Amon-Ra. Let's go Lions. Let's do that.
All right, let's get some Amon-Ra on here. 30.5
I do like JSN as well, obviously.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, but let's switch it up.
Yeah, it's interesting where it's like they project almost identical. Obviously, the Lions have a propensity for running it up through the passing game more, but they also have a lot more mouths to feed, where JSN probably has a much higher floor, but like, it's like, can he get to 30 in this spot? You know, will Seattle like let him cook that much? That's certainly a question.
Yeah. The game script question is a big one for sure with that one.
Yes, Chris, does email work? Yeah. Shoot me a message at contact@peteroverzet.com and I'll shoot you the link over there. All right. So we go Almond Raw. We see a Bijan Rashi rice pairing by someone named Davis Maddock. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. I was just going to say, someone named Davis Maddock. There he is. Yeah. I'm not as high on Trevion. But Henry goes. So
yep.
That was going to be my next choice. I do like Bowers. This week.
Let's do it.
Let's grab a Bowers here.
Yeah, so we grab Amon-Ra. Bowers has an ADP of 14, so Amon-Ra is generally going at more like the 5-6, so you might not get as many Bowers Amon-Ra pairings, which is always a little bonus there.
Yeah, I like the opportunity at a unique combo there, and I do, and I'm always into the elite tight ends, so I do like McBride this week. I think Bowers could put up 25. He could have an explosive game. There's upside there for sure.
Remind me what you do for work.
So I do AI research on like in terms of like AI for like historical and cultural and media work. So like I just did my PhD thesis on AI in journalism and did like interviews with journalists and news organizations. And I did surveys on whether people could tell the difference between AI and human written news articles and stuff like that. So look like social science analysis of AI, basically.
Okay. All right. Very cool. What did you find? Can people tell the difference? I would assume they can. Yes and no. I think it depends on the context. Sorry, we're on the clock. Yeah. Henderson Falls, Hurts, Olave, Diggs, Pickens, Brown, JMO.
Maybe we just scoop up Henderson here then at the 16?
I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. We play some scenarios where who knows, maybe Ramondre doesn't practice today. And all of a sudden, Hendo shoots back up. Probably still going to end up being frothy relative to his projection. But, I mean, we see this spot a lot in BRs. We saw it last year. Like, it'll happen with Gibbs. It'll happen with Barkley. These guys where the projection just can't fully capture their ceiling. So, I don't hate it when you're getting at least the 10-pick discount relative to the ADP.
Yeah. And I feel like it makes our build even more unique, which is cool.
Okay, we're back on the clock. Hurts with a slight fall, and then you're down to Olave, Diggs, AJ Brown, JMO, Javonte, Jefferson.
Do we like the Detroit double stack? That's one option. Jefferson I like for a comeback game. I would do one of either JMO or Jefferson.
Let's do Jefferson. I think Jefferson here. This is as cheap as we've seen him in a long time here. I was going to ask another one of your AI things, and forgive me if I said this last time, but can you use AI to help you research AI, or is that just a snake eating its own tail moment? Does this mean everything you do has to be without AI?
Well, no. I mean, I would say that AI has takes about itself, but anybody who's, worked with ChatGPT or any of these language models knows it writes in this super generalistic way. It uses the same tone. It tends to sort of, speak very vaguely. So it's like, if I actually want information about it, information about AI, I'll obviously go to more authoritative sources. But in terms of like summarizing documents, like I used AI to like organize a lot of my notes for my PhD research and stuff like that. Like it's a good tool for like research in general, but like about AI specifically, I mean, it's not really going to know. It doesn't really know anything, so it's not going to know that much about itself. All right, let's see.
Do you want to do golf with Amon-Ra?
100%.
Have you done any research? Like, are there different biases across the various AIs? Like, I always see the jokes on X where it's like, oh, Elon has Grok programmed to say favorable things about him. Have you seen anything interesting with that?
Well, there was a Cornell study that came out about Grokopedia. Elon just released Grokopedia, which is like his version of Wikipedia. It's basically like a carbon copy of Wikipedia, but like there are articles about certain political and moral subjects that are basically rewritten to just cite right-wing news sources, more like Stormfront and InfoWars. Okay. So it's Wikipedia, but Elon's like, change this article to make it more, anti-woke, or make it cite more right-wing sources and stuff like that. So
why is Alex Jones in all of these footnotes here? Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. So we have, rich billionaires building certain AI models and their image and all that stuff. So that's a thing. It's a thing now. Do
you want to get your guy Kenneth Walker as our final running back pick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 33.5. It'll be what, like 30, 20-ish, 20, 30th.
Yeah,
I think sufficient enough of a scroll.
Yeah,
and our build is already pretty unique. I think that's a great way to finish us off here. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I like this. So we get the classic Goff to Amon-Ra. We get the Henderson scoop, your Kenneth Walker scroll, your Justin Jefferson bounce back, and Brock Bowers here at pick 9. What do you think?
I love it. I think Justin Jefferson's due for an I'm him game, and he's going to remind us that he's him, and he's going to do that sooner rather than later. Hopefully he does it. This Sunday, and we have a shipper on our hands.
All right, man. Good stuff. Glad to get synced back up with you again. What's the next show you're going to binge watch with your dad?
That's a good question. Season 2 of Fallout comes out next month. I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
While you guys are on Apple Plus, check out Pluribus.
Pluribus, I'll check that out. Ted Lasso also is on the list. I haven't watched Ted Lasso, so that all right. That's also up there.
There you go. All right, Alex. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers,
good
Pete.
luck to us. Good luck to you. And bringing on another familiar face,
what's up, Pete?
Cash Game Chris himself. You rocking the standing desk today?
Yeah. I got the standing desk. I just needed a different background this time.
Yeah.
Figure gotta keep him guessing.
That's right. Always don't let him know your next move is what I hear. How's your season been going?
Slowly bleeding to a slow death at the end of the year, but at least in season long, I'm doing well. So,
wait, you're slowly bleeding in the cash streets,
dude? I don't know how. Like ever since CeeDee Lamb got hurt, it's just been like I lose like 2% every week. Some weeks I win, but it's been a tough year. Tough year for the Cash Game King, personally. Oh, I'm not the king.
Wow.
The king, but
so wait, does it? I take it you were on the JJ McCarthy side of the Cash Game battles in week 11.
No, and I still lost. I don't know.
You're on the Jacoby?
I was on the Jacoby side, but I didn't get up to CMC, and CMC teams buried me. Like I played the Jacoby teams and just didn't get up. I played Chase instead. It was the week Chase went. Did nothing, but
yeah. All right, man. Well, that's why your name is Cash Game Chris and not
that's right.
Cash Game King, man. You know?
That's right. Well, I'll see you week 18.
You will. I'm already working on my shell. All right, let's get in a battle royale here. Do you have any takes for this slate?
None yet. Yeah, just I haven't really taken a look at it. You're gonna
make up these takes on the fly.
That's right. Keep them guessing.
Okay. All right, keep them guessing. Never let them know your next move. Here we go. 2 more. We are going to have Chris come on. I do not know what happened to who became a YouTube member. Who won? Was it Phased? What happened to you? Or Crazed. Craze, did you get stage fright? Because I saw you in the chat. You won the spot, and then you're ghosting me. You're ghosting me, Craze. What's going on, brother? What's going on? All right, we got the 1-5 here.
All right.
JT, Gibbs, JSN, Bijan, Amon-Ra, McBride. What are you thinking?
It's been a McBride heavy stream.
It's true.
I think we catch the faller of the top 4 because I think McBride probably goes in the top 4. So I think we catch whatever of the top 5 falls. I think would be my, because I think there's a big gap between McBride and then Henderson.
Yeah. Yes. I agree with that here.
Because Ramondre practiced today, didn't he?
I did want to double check on that. Let's see here. Patriots practice report. They haven't updated it there. Maybe someone can. Did you see it on Twitter? Was that the case?
I thought so. I thought I saw an underdog alert, but maybe I'm.
No, I mean you definitely could have.
Fake news.
I've been streaming today and I've not seen everything. So yeah, limited in yesterday's practice. I haven't seen anything about today though.
Okay.
All right. Okay, 1 pick away. Amon-Ra goes. So we're looking at a slide from Taylor
JT.
here.
Yeah. That's easy. Take the best player in fantasy.
Take the best player, and we also should be able to get a pretty well. I guess I'm wondering how unique of a combo. If we pass on Henderson, like Barkley with Taylor or Henry with Taylor should be fairly unique.
2 big boys.
Yeah. I always like taking advantage of a unique pairing if we can get it here.
Absolutely.
Let's see what I guess.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I was just, it's funny by Okay, so he goes Henderson. So we can do the big dog and Taylor. That's going to be pretty rare, I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
Unless you really like Barkley.
No, and I think you got to go with the double alpha strategy.
All right. So there you go. Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, just people reordering these guys at the top. I do see people a little spooked about Taylor's matchup. Bijan goes ahead of him. Amon-Ra flips him. Like, it's nothing crazy, but nice to get him at 5 there.
Yeah, that's a great value. I mean, how many weeks a season are you getting the number 1 ranked fantasy player at the 5th pick? Like, I don't think they ever make it past 3.
And the stuff with Taylor it's kind of just been so polarized this year. It's like he either goes for 3 touchdowns and they're rolling, or it's just like a complete flop for the entire offense. And then it's like, all right, we'll move along. Like, and in Battle Royale, like that's all we want anyways. It's like, give us our 30 points or it's dead anyways.
It projects really well, as all my teams have to, but even if it fails, it's a good type of fail. It's a tournament type of fail.
Noted Eagles fan and former Bash guest Chip Skylark says,
it's a good point.
A single Eagle this week without Lane Johnson playing, you have no mojo. Oh no, a single Eagle across all 150 of my entries. I'm afraid I already have no mojo. But that's all right. I know I'm washed anyway, so I can handle these allegations. You're an Eagles fan too, right?
I'm in Philly, but was raised a Jets fan. We actually have Jets season tickets, but I don't go too much anymore. Been a tough couple of years. I was there for when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, and then I was like, hadn't been in a while, and I was like, good, I don't have to come back anytime soon either.
There you go. I feel like we have a ton of Eagles fans that have been on this program.
Yeah.
Like if you did a pie chart of the fandoms, I feel like 30% would be Eagles.
Yeah, I remember. I think on one of the streams I was on, you had 2 Eagles people after me. So
yeah,
a lot of Philly listeners, I guess.
That's right. So we're gonna get Chris on next after this. Never heard from our guy FaZe. So
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. All right, we're back on the clock. We get the same thing that happened on the last time we took Big Dog, where Lamar's here. Otherwise, you're looking at Olave, Diggs, Pickens, Brown, J-Mo. Who do you want?
Let's go Diggs here.
Yep.
I don't think, especially in like a tournament format, I don't know how many times Derrick Henry and Lamar both hit their ceiling in the same game.
Yeah.
Because someone's got to get the
times
touchdown.
last year, but it's still hard for it to check out.
Yeah.
Or you just need a bunch of the other games to fail, and it's like the Ravens are one team that scores 30 or whatever. Back on the clock, Olave Brown, Jameson Williams, Devonta Smith. When you remove all these Eagles, it does really shrink the player pool. Who do you want to take?
Let's hit JMO too. Let's go big game hunting.
All right, let's do it. JMO here, and then we'll have a couple outs for stacking. Obviously, Drake May gone. I haven't gotten to a ton of like later tight ends, so this will be nice to get scrolly down here.
I must confess, this is like one player away from my best season-long team at the moment. So this is just sort of coordinating the sweats really nicely.
Yes, it's coordinating the sweats. It can be risky territory. We always do our pick and entries on ship chasing, and it's like we all just put in our favorite players, and I'm like, wouldn't we want to like emotionally, diversify with some of these pick'ems?
Yeah, well. Hey, either be miserable or the best feeling in the world. That's what NFL Sundays are all about.
All right, I'm going to go boots on the ground to our reporter, Krutches. Pacheco went full practice Wednesday, now limited today. Huh. Okay. I certainly would not be clicking Kareem Hunt, but I guess I never really click Kareem Hunt, so don't know if that's notable or not. Let's see here. Would we might be able to do the Mahomes-Kelsey pairing, but I don't know if it will fall. If we don't get Kelsey, who's your favorite of these tight ends? We have Diggs already, so I don't know if we'd want to go Henry without May, Goddard, Juwan Johnson, Andrews, Ferg.
Well, if we're fading Eagles, wouldn't we be boosting Cowboys? Maybe a little Ferguson?
That's
action?
True. So Kelsey does go, so we're not going to be able to get – but Mahomes is here. Do you want to do Goff with JMO, or do you want to set up a quarterback tight end stack with like Dak and Ferg or something?
Let's do Goff with JMO because I think that they're a little more correlated than Dak and Ferg would be.
Yeah.
Because Ferg's become a goal line back at this point. Like he's been getting like 6 catches, 26 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, I would say, we probably don't do Henry with Diggs. We probably don't do Andrews with Derrick Henry. The guy who actually projects the best of all these guys is Kyle Pitts.
All right. I mean, yeah, why not? Let's do it.
The pause and the disgust that I could just see from here, it tells everything. You cannot float Kyle Pitts to a cash game, bro. It just is against their sensibilities. Of like what floor means. Who do you want?
Let's do Kyle Pitts. I mean, let's live a little because, I mean, if they, no Drake London, someone's gonna have to get the targets, right? Someone has to catch the ball in Atlanta.
There you go. Chase is reporting that YouTube just did an ad like a red zone split screen. Was kind of sick. Hey, that sounds nice. A win.
I have seen that on some live streams where I know Twitch just like cuts out the stream and puts an ad, but YouTube has started to. I was watching a Scrabble live stream, and they just put a picture in picture.
Chris. You're really telling on yourself. I was watching a Scrabble live stream.
Dude, the Scrabble World Championships this year were crazy. It went to 6 games in the final on the morning of what was that last week 11? Pretty impressive.
You are not going to beat your cash game accusations with the Scrabble viewing. I love it. Here's the final squad. Jared Goff, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, Jameson Williams, Kyle Pitts. How did we do?
I think we did great. I think that projects for a good floor. Not my favorite floor, but I think we have access to the ceiling.
It's growth. Dude, this is growth. You took 2 running backs who don't really catch that many passes. You took Jameson Williams, who's been like one of the more boom busty players in fantasy, and Kyle Pitts, who's just been one of the more busty players in fantasy.
That's right.
So this is personal growth for you.
I'm honored. I've learned so much. I actually, as I logged into the stream today, they were like, "You have your 3-month member or like free chat." I was like, "Wow, how far we've come since joining and getting on the stream in 5 minutes."
Yeah, now you're practically the permanent co-host on this show.
I'm gonna put it on my LinkedIn. Co-host.
Yeah, please do.
Badge.
Oh, just wait for all the connections to roll in when you say you're the honorary co-host on the Battle Royale Bash. All right, dude. good seeing you as always. Good luck to us. Good luck to you. Get off the schneid in those cash game streets. I need you ready by week 18.
I'm trying, but I will be there week 18. I will be there.
All right, dude. We'll catch you later here. I'm going to bring Chris on in just one hot sec. I am going to spin again because our queue has run dry without FaZe. FaZe just really ghosted me. Normally people even come in and say like, hey, something came up. I have work or I got to do something. All right, we got Krutches. Beautiful. Krutches, shoot me a DM. We'll get you on after Chris. Chris, welcome to the stream. Is this our first time we've ever done a show together?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me good?
Oh, yeah. You're coming through great.
Awesome, man. Well, I recognize you from the chat. I know you're active in the chat a lot, so it's great to put a face to a name.
No, absolutely. Glad to be here. Thanks for doing these. These are fun.
I appreciate. Yeah, I have a blast with it. The feedback on it. I feel like a lot of people who don't regularly watch it, when they do tune in, they're like, oh, that was a lot of fun. I should watch that more. Whereas for some reason, as a hook, people aren't compelled to come watch it, but then once they do, they seem to enjoy it.
For sure.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you based out of?
Well, I'm in a town I promise nobody listening has heard of. It's about due west of Nashville, about 2 hours. It's a tiny little farming town.
Okay.
I'm not from here originally, but the wife and I got our jobs. They said everybody go home and work remote, and we said, great, let's go buy some land.
I love it. What are we working with out on this land? You got chickens, you got a tractor. What are we working with?
Well, I do have a tractor. My wife is not is not down with the farm animals.
Okay.
So all we've got's a cat, but we've got a pond we're getting up to shape and going to have some fish in it, and so we have a little stocked fish, and
that's
grill
awesome.
some stuff up. Yeah.
Dude, it sounds like an idyllic little life there. And then you're clearly though pretty into this fantasy football stuff, from what I can tell.
Well, I mean, I got like 600 underdog drafts in this year, max BBM and all that sort of stuff. I do not do I'll confess up front, I do not do the dailies.
That's
because
okay.
I'm awful at them. I recognized early on that I was just paying the rake, and other people were doing great, and God bless them. But hey, that's just not my bag. And I got into best ball like 2 years ago because I was watching streams. I actually found you from the Mans, watching Jennifer Tilly poker, and you
really that was your intro.
That's the hook, and then I was like, well, let me check him out. He's doing this stuff, and of course I've been in a dynasty league since like 1998, 7.
Yeah.
So, I've been doing fantasy, but best ball, a new experience. And I took a Nico Collins stand a couple years ago, and he, he's in like the 10th round, and I just loaded up on him. I had a good year.
Yeah.
Keep not getting the BBM finals team, but I've been in the finals every year in smaller contests. And last year, if remember the game Chase Brown slides?
Yeah.
Well, earlier in the game, Jamar Chase had a wide open touchdown, hit him in the hands, dropped it. He catches that ball, and the worst I do is second.
What contest was this?
It was maybe a puppy or something like that. But, still, it's like 10 grand if you win, 7 grand if you finish second. It's like, come on, man. You're paid a lot of money. Catch the ball. You're wide open in the end zone, brother. Bring it home.
Wow. And then what were your thoughts when you saw him spitting on Jalen Ramsey then this week after your guys' kind of complicated back history?
I couldn't get too – obviously, I don't condone that sort of behavior. But I couldn't get too mad at him in that same game because I had both chases Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. If Chase Brown just runs that ball into the end zone, I lock up second for $7,000. You know, it was a swing of $6,300 for him taking a knee on
brutal,
the 1 yard line. So it was like, what are you going to do? That's best ball.
It is. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a rite of passage. And like you said, man, those swings at the top in those top heavy tournaments where I remember, was it 2 years ago or was it just last year when we had that Lions 49ers week 17 Monday Night Football game? And it was like, I think it was last year. And it would, and like Ricky Pearsall's going off and like the leaderboard is just getting flipped like thousands of dollars with like 2 minutes left in the entire best ball season. And people are just having these crazy swings. And it's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
No. And I just want like one BBM finals team this year. Just like, give me the one. Like, that's all I need. I could be greedy and say, yeah, give me two, but man, just give me one. I've had, like everybody, just the worst injury luck. It's just like, come on, man. Why? James Conner goes down. I've got 16% Trey Benson. I'm sitting there like, come on, man. This is wonderful. He goes down next game. It's like, what are you doing? Come on.
Well, good news. They did open up his 21-day practice window, Chris.
So I was overweight on Jaden Reed. It's like, come on, guys, get back on the field. So the only one that didn't hurt me was Burrow because I only had 4. Joe Burrow. I refused to take him at the 4-5 turn. I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'll let these people defend
the heroes,
the integrity,
the integrity protectors, man.
I had 4 6-7 turn Joe Burrows. And I was like, if that's all I get, that's all I get. Screw it. And boy, those people, they burned some money.
Wow.
So I had to Joe Burrow.
You said you're Tennessee. Are you a Titans fan?
I didn't grow up here. I grew up in North Carolina before there was a football team. So I was a Niners fan. I was more like college basketball, though. I mean, you grow up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I was watching the 83, NC State championship and, Michael Jordan hitting the shot as a freshman in 82. And I got Jordan's autograph and James Worthy's autograph, those guys were a big deal. Like pro football is just like, the closest team was Atlanta or DC. It was a haul to get to a game.
So what is your wife think? You guys move out, you're living this farm / idyllic pond lifestyle. Your life is basically a Monet painting, and yet you're inside drafting best ball teams all the time. What does she think of all this?
Hey, the phone travels. I could be outside. No, she doesn't want to know about stuff like that. Yeah. She's just like, just don't annoy me with your crap.
Yeah.
Just keep it quiet.
You got it. You got the streams on the earbuds. Never you throw it on the big screen.
We have offices on separate ends of the house. So like usually I've got my laptop going and it unfortunately crapped out like 3 days ago. It's at the Apple store, but she hears it and she just tunes it out. She turns the TV up several notches if she can hear it, just like get out of here.
There you go. Shout out to all the significant others out there who have to get secondhand stream, eking into their life.
So, yeah. And by the way, I just want to say, for Davis Maddock, congratulations on being a new dad. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. I think we're kind of past saying congrats. I mean, once you go back to work, we've kind of just all moved on. And,
dude, he never took a day off.
No. Yeah. I feel like you get congrats if you're still kind of on leave, but once you go back to work, like it's just over. No more congrats. It's just the new reality.
Well, you're a hard sell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What do you have any teams in best ball that are looking like wagons this year? You think you're gonna have some sweats?
I'll tell you what's really funny is I look at the leaderboard. I have no top 10,000 teams. I have no teams that are currently in the regular season prize pool. which would be nice if, a few $100 here or there dropped my way. But I look at some of the teams that have scored, 1,350, 1,400 points on the season, and honest to goodness, like they've got no injuries.
Yes, health is huge.
And so I'm looking at these teams, and one of them's got, one of them that had an injury is like a Marion Hampton injury, and I'm like, all right, come on, guy, you got time to get back on the field, let's go. But so I'm looking there, I'm like 17 healthy players, and Marion Hampton may be the healthiest he's been all year. I mean, he hadn't been hit. So I'm looking at teams like I like to go through and see, like, now with PD's advanced percentages.
Yeah.
And I'll go in and I'll look at I looked at 3 teams that are in third place, all in BBM. And every single one of them, the team in second in front of me has 0 quarterbacks for the rest of the season.
Across all 3 teams, your third place teams, there's 0?
Were 3 separate teams. One of them was a 3 quarterback team, but one of the quarterbacks was Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
And Michael Penix and Kyler Murray.
Wow.
And I'm just like, so I'm like 17 points back, but I'm like, 80 points clear of 4th.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
And I'm like, so that team can't score quarterback points. Like, I have no idea how they're going to stay in front of me. That it'll be just my luck. At least one of them will beat me to the finish line. But I was like, holy cow! Like, and like all 3 of them had a Michael Penix, and he, or Kyler Murray, and it was just like, holy cow, they drafted 3 quarterbacks.
Tell me, because PD has his estimated percentages, and this is where you can really put his math on blast. What is your percentage to advance on those third place teams that are a lock to advance?
Like low 20s.
Oh my God, PD. Wow. This guy providing a free service to the community and can't get this math dialed in.
But look, I've bought that man a cup of coffee because I do appreciate his service.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
I sent him some cash because, like, I take advantage of his service. I shouldn't be a freeloader.
Very nice of you.
Let him do his, give him some reward so he continues to do it. Because he's got no obligation.
I think it might, PD, we live in an age of engagement bait and rage baiting. He's not super active on Twitter. What if his way of getting rage bait is just purposely docking all of our percentages to advance just to get us riled up? I
mean, that for the few of us sickos out there in the world, that would work. We would get wild. I mean, and I'm certainly not calling out his math because, I don't have any math. His math is it exists and mine doesn't. So, he wins. But no, he's very good dude to have done. I mean, he now it's got like your weekly tracking at the top of some of these charts and all sorts of things. He's added just a load of stuff, and what it was a couple of years ago to what it is now, it's like completely different website. So yeah, hopefully I'm not the only guy buying him a cup of coffee, but I encourage others to do so too, because that's a pretty great resource. And you know what, the math is the math. After week 14, no one will care.
Yes. All right, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I want you to choose what we draft. There was some chatter in the draft saying do playoff best ball. I have not drafted a single playoff best ball team, but I want to draft what you want to draft. If you want to draft a week 12 team, if you want to do playoff best ball, if there's a contest you like, I know you don't do a lot of the daily, but you get to decide. What are we going to do?
Well, here? I'll tell you what. I've been bugging Chad Candles to start in with the playoff best ball. I would do that.
All right, let's do it.
That works.
Let's do it. I have not drafted one. You're going to have to. You are going to be way more plugged in on playoff best ball strategy than me. Can you be our guide here?
I can give it a whirl.
All right, let's do it. So what do we got? Where are we? The way too early. Yep, way too early wild card. Let's do it. The people get it.
Last year, I was into some pretty good. I had like 5 teams in the semifinals, and one, not the big contest, but the smaller contest, and I had 4 of them that were favored to get through, complete teams, and they lost. Like 4 of them lost. I got 1 through, and it made a little money, and I netted out. But I tell you what, this is a beatable contest.
It is. It is very fun. I am still, you know how you had kind of your bad beat. I am still scarred from going for the conference championships. I missed out on my pod by 0.3 points.
Ooh.
And I would have finished in 3rd for 50,000 in the main gauntlet because I had Xavier Worthy and he obviously went nuts. And so I still think about that every once in a while, how nice that would have been to have made it to those finals.
Hey, just do Shady any weekend and bank $500,000.
Yeah, I've thought about that. Sometimes I wake up and just say, why can't I do what Shady does? In the same way you talk about math existing, it just doesn't exist for me. Okay, we are on the clock. We have the 102. So let's talk this out. Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Barkley, Hurts, Cook, Gibbs. What do you want to do here?
Oh boy, this is a tough one. I would go with Gibbs.
All right, let's do Gibbs. We get Jahmyr Gibbs here. Lions. See, I got to start getting myself. So wait, are the Lions not even in the playoff picture right now?
Oh no, they're in the playoff picture. Yeah.
All right, what am I looking at here? Am I looking at an old article here? No, this is from November 18th. See, chat, you guys are going to have to help us out here because I am not plugged into the playoff picture here.
There you go. Right there.
All right. Okay.
They're in the picture. They're out. They're not out.
They're just out of frame.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't worry about that. There's some teams. I mean, the Packers are not a lock.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think the Bears are a lock. I mean, that they're going to play a lot of in-conference games. All the Lions have to do is win, their division games.
Yeah. All right. Lions would be out if it ended today, but they're close for the division in the wild card. All right. Yeah. I'm back on board. I'm going to keep the faith here. The one nice thing here, so Amon-Ra goes, so he doesn't come back to us. I'm trying to get reoriented into best ball brain here. Obviously have no clue. I feel like trying to predict the exact AFC, NFC matchups is kind of a fool's errand now. Would you want to switch back over to the AFC with a Lamar or Drake May, or do you want to take another NFC team here?
I like those guys after the turn because one of them's certainly coming back. So let's see who else.
You want to do JSN?
I don't think they're going to play
quick
extra games. Yeah, that's fine. JSN's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, JSN's fine.
Yeah, Seahawks. You just pray that Lions and Seahawks end up on opposite sides of the bracket there. All right. So we can do one of these quarterbacks. I do think Lamar and May are both pretty strong here as far as AFC quarterbacks. I mean,
May is much more likely to
way
be a
more
lock
likely
for the playoffs.
Definitely.
So, I mean, you're 9-2. You're going to have a game.
Yep. Yeah, let's do it. Well,
now,
grab
it could
Drake
be the
May.
1 seed. If he's the 1 seed, that means we might have to go with the Seattle quarterback to balance, the.
Yeah, I think. My
earbuds just failed.
I can still hear you.
Okay.
All right, you good?
Yep.
I am hearing my echo now. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could do something about it.
No, I think I'm good now. Okay, I didn't hear it. We're good.
I'll sit back a little bit.
What's the painting above your head?
Oh,
or a photo?
It's just a countryside, snow-covered countryside.
Very
Old
nice.
barns. Yeah.
Do you guys do like lots of antiquing? You go and find stuff for your barn area?
Absolutely.
I had that read. Yeah.
The people around here don't throw anything away, and there's like all these cool like farm implements and like all sorts of cool stuff that they would have used 100 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's not my lifestyle, but it's interesting to look at.
Yeah.
The visual,
For sure. All right, we are about to be back on the clock. We could stack up May with Diggs. We could grab JMO for another Lion. What do you want to do here?
I like Diggs.
Yeah. Let's do it.
He's getting healthier. I guess he's broke a little something, and now he's got
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so and he seems like he's playing a little better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he has been coming on. Yeah, I pulled up that nugget where he's been playing with a fracture and he fractured his finger like a couple of weeks ago, and this was the first anyone was hearing about it. I guess you could bring into question how reliable of a narrator Stefon Diggs is. But yeah. All right. Then with this next pick here, we could
maybe Ken Walker.
Yeah, I like that. Get that second running back and pair it up with Seattle.
Yeah.
The nice thing about this, right, is if we play like Patriots to the Super Bowl, we can play the running back from our NFC team if we're playing Gibbs and Walker there.
Yep.
Trevion Henderson did go. It looks like there's another team competing with us for our Lions and Patriots, the Deuceinator over here. How many rounds are these again? These are the 10-round drafts. Have you drafted any of these yet, or is this your first playoff best ball?
No, this is my first one, but I drafted quite a few last year. So, I mean, the concept is, I think I'm on board.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. What other do you think at this point? Do we stick to just these three teams, or would you entertain a fourth AFC or a second AFC team, but our fourth overall team?
I don't mind it, depending on how, like, which AFC team it is.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna want one in like the 2 or 3. If you assume New England gets the 1.
Mm-hmm. So we're on the clock. You could play for something with some Baltimore with like Zay, and then I also think we could very much consider Ramondre with this next pick as well.
Yeah, Ramondre's not bad here.
Yeah, let's grab him. Yeah, I mean, if we're betting on New England, I know in general, just having the running back tied with your quarterback going to the Super Bowl is always nice to have there. The other thing too, of if you wanted to get the second quarterback, we could do Goff or wait on Darnold.
Well, I think I'd wait on Darnold depending on what the option is. Let's see.
If you want to get a couple of Chiefs, you could take Kelsey to start here if you want another, but they're also no lock there. Quick, who do you want?
Yeah, no lock.
I'll put Laporta in the queue real quickly here since we have the Lions.
Okay. Yep.
I just didn't want us to time out on something.
No, you're good. No, that's good call.
Laporta, I mean, the stuff doesn't sound great for him, obviously on IR for at least 4 weeks, but probably worth a stab here for a return for the playoffs. All right, here's the team. We got 3 more picks. We got Drake May, we got Gibbs, Walker, Ramondre. We got JSN, Diggs, Laporta. So we have our New England and then our Lions and Seahawks bet.
Can you go on wide receiver tab, please?
Yep.
And just scroll just a smidge.
Yep. Let me see here. One thing you could do that might be smart is we could go Broncos and then know that at least, I mean, one of Patriots or Broncos isn't getting the bye there.
Yeah.
So that could be something we could do. And then there's certainly.
Can I see the draft board again, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So Goff does go. So that does leave us with like one option here. Like you could do something like Bo Nix and Franklin if you like that angle, or you could just take Franklin and then still wait on someone like Darnold. I don't know. How do you want to play it?
I like getting Booty to stack.
All right, let's grab him.
I don't know that he'd make it all the way back.
Yeah.
On the other side. I mean, it's a little early, but what's the difference between taking him in the 8th or the 9th, on the wrap?
Yeah.
And I do want to just wait on Darnold.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, how about this? Would you want to take like Shaheed and then get Darnold as our final pick and then really build out? And basically we're playing for that gives us 3 Super Bowls essentially. And we cover the bye risk with New England there.
I like it. Yep.
My guess is, because you could do it with the Bo Nix stuff too, but then Franklin's probably going to go. I do think just looking at this though, Franklin going so far after Sutton is kind of crazy. But yeah, let's do. Who do you think? What are the ADPs here on the C? I'm just saying, should we go Darnold first or Shaheed first?
I mean, if we take Darnold, no one has a reason to take Shaheed.
Yeah, let's just grab Darnold and make sure nobody pulls any funny business.
Famous last words, though, right?
That's right. I like this construction though. Seahawks, I don't think are gonna get the bye. I mean, I guess they technically could. Number 1 seed, 7% chance. So we should be fine. New England's percentage chance to get the bye is much higher at 29. So we'll have a round 1. And we have the top pieces on each team minus Henderson. That's the one piece from New England, and I think we can live with that.
We can't have everybody. I mean,
you can't have them all. All right, Chris, I'm going to read off this team. Loved getting my toes wet here in the playoff best ball with you. Shout out to the chat for that suggestion. Drake May, Sam Darnold at quarterback, Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre at running back, JSN, Diggs, Laporta, Kayshon Boutte, and we're going to add Rashid Shaheed here. I like this squad, man.
Could be okay. We'll see. I mean, obviously, you got to get Detroit actually to make it. That's the linchpin.
That is. That would sting not to have the Lions, but imagine the Cinderella story of the Seahawks in New England meeting in the Super Bowl. A little rematch there from about a decade ago.
Well, and if Detroit's defense stays healthy, unlike last year when they just fell apart, they've got a shot.
Yeah.
Last year losing Hutchinson, that they just didn't have the pass rush, and the Philly was team on a mission. So I don't see Philly being the juggernaut this year that they were last, but we'll see.
Well, Chris, every time I see your name in the chat going forward. I'm just going to picture you in a little Adirondack chair by the pond, fishing, there on your phone, watching a stream, drafting a team. I'm so glad I have that image going forward.
Well, I like it. You could also, if you just need a secondary option, we got rocking chairs from Cracker Barrel out on the front porch, and I wave at the passersby and as they drive. So
I like that, man. Well, after I win Best Ball Mania, I am going to I'm going to retire and live the Chris life.
Hey, we've got a spare bedroom if you need. Just come on down when you're house shopping. We got you covered.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Get me closer to David Kitchen as well. That's exactly what I need in my life. Chris, it was a blast. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for being a YouTube member. Good luck with your sweats, and good luck to us in the playoff best ball.
Hey, thanks. Good luck to everybody out there. Appreciate it, Pete.
All right. Peace, Chris. All right, Krutches, batting cleanup today. The only way we know how, a Dawg Bowl draft. How you doing?
I'm great, Pete. How are you? It's a tough act to follow. I get such a genuine, nice guy on. It's like T-Box if you never found dailies, I feel like,
T-Box if you never found dailies. That's incredible. You got the sling going. You just had surgery, right?
Yeah, we're good. We got a nice ice machine just pumping cold water into my shoulder. We're good. I'm hoping, like, the dream was always like be out of the sling 2.5 weeks after surgery. So like in KC, I don't have to be slinging around. But yeah, I'm excited. It was totally different. Obviously, the last surgery was the full repair. This one, he ended up, like, we weren't sure if we were gonna have to do a repair. It turns out it was just like cleanup for the most part. So I think that's why it's much better. But I'm excited. There's no pain, and I'm not even taking pain pills, so that's pretty good.
Incredible. I was going to say, how many people from the Discord have hit you up for your unused pain pills? I'm sure you've gotten a few of those DMs.
Yeah, this guy Name keeps hitting me up. I don't know who he is, but no.
Yeah, he's a guy named Name who's really concerned about Lane Johnson being out this week.
Yeah, he keeps telling me I have no mojo, and he wants to redistribute my opium pills.
Yeah, exactly. All right, no influencer luck for us here, though. We got the 111. How are you feeling about this final Dawg Bowl slate?
Can we just put this one on auto and open a second room, or what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, exactly.
It feels bad. Chad has said it in the chat. It's so funny. Like, I was in room 1 on Monday, and I had Jahmyr Gibbs when he was it was like clear, like JT 1-1, Bijan 2-2, and then like 2.9 was Gibbs. And I was like Gibbs from the first draft 1-1. And then I just like never got 1-1 picks the rest of the week. So I loaded up before he finally moved up to like 1.5. And then, and now I'm just stuck on the back half of the board, just clicking Rashee Rice over and over. So, and the worst part about 11 is you don't even get Rashee Rice in a 50-point game. We're pretty much clicking T Higgins here and praying. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what I drafted with Chad. That's how we started. So we'll see. We got the usual suspects in this room. We'll see what we get here. Although we are surrounded by 2 no Badgers, so maybe we could get some fun stuff here.
Yeah, I think, like, unless someone does something crazy, this like 11-12 spot is just almost a copy paste for me every single start. We'll see what happens here, but if it's the case, then you're going to see some of my gross running back clicks later, and we're going to have some fun getting into those. But hopefully I can pass some karma off. I want to get you to the Dawg Bowl, Pete. I will say, for Underdog's legal department, if I ship 2 seats this week, I surrender this team, and Pete will have 100%. So, in the case that I go Dan J on the field this week, then I have no influence or say in this team.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for reading that legalese that I required from you here. I was also just picturing you at the Dawg Bowl if you still were in your sling, and like basically Rudman just having to carry you around everywhere would be incredible. So CD does fall here, or do you like T more?
This is going to be CD. Yeah, let's do that. It's a nice little discount.
All right. Yeah, we'll grab CD here. Rice went. Henderson went. I'm trying to think. Did anything else really out of the ordinary? Just really Henderson jumping him.
Who has Henderson? I don't want to say any rude things.
No, Phillies fan. It's always these Phillies fans. Yeah,
he's that 1991 guy. He's been in the rooms a lot this week for No Badger. He's shipped a good amount of volume in there. I have
Go ahead.
Trevion Henderson 64th in my ranks, which is not in good volatility at that point. It obviously makes sense from like a narrative play, and it's fun, and I'm rooting for him for my best ball bags. But I just figured, like, if you get a limited report on Ramondre, he's just gonna not project well.
Yes. Sorry, I'll zoom in here so it's not so hard
No,
for you
you're
here. So Higgins, Pickens goes there. Bowers, quarterbacks, ETN, Brown. What do you think?
It's gonna be Bowers for me here.
Yeah.
I think you have him on your other team, right?
Yeah, we did Higgins, Bowers. We go Lamb, Bowers here. I like it.
We're gonna disrespect the ADP in this room, by the way. I have my VORP ranks open, and we're just gonna get crazy with it if it happens to be the case.
I was gonna ask you. You mentioned like getting a lot of these late draft slots and kind of being funneled to the same picks over and over again. What's your threshold of making the best possible pick versus varying your combos?
Yeah, it's really hard to self-dupe in dog bowls, so I'm not like super worried about it. There are a few early week like teams when I was just drafting from the gut, like where I have one min unique, if you want to say it that way. So there's a few where I got to the last pick and I varied something just because the starts were like Derrick Henry opened with a 16 ADP, which was like he was my like 6th or 7th player right off the bat. So yeah, I think I'm not too worried about it. Willing to have like I'll try to like break ties to like 2 min uniques almost just to give myself a little bit more room of getting something up in the 1% range. But yeah, if there's like a really good play, I'm just gonna take it and scroll down elsewhere.
Yeah. So we start Lamb, Bowers. Do you know if you've gotten that combo yet?
I can check actually. I'm sure I have. I feel like I don't have a ton of land, but I can see. CD Lamb and Brock Bowers. I do not actually. So
yeah, there you go. We're already unique here off the rip. So has there been a wide band of where Henderson's going now that rankings are at, or is just ADP holding strong?
It is like I think there's just certain players, and I predicted this even when like the ranks dropped. Is there's just certain guys. It's almost like best ball season, like a little bit in the brain where it's like this guy's fun. I like him. I'm gonna like wish cast that Ramondre isn't a thing. And I'm just going to take him. So I've seen him slide from like early week. He was going as high as like 7, a decent amount, all the way to like 11. And I've seen him go like 14, maybe a little bit later, but usually around like 12 to 14, like early second, people just click him.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Like the flow chart, you're playing the Bengals. It's him. But like, you know, it's definitely more of a narrative play because you can easily say like, it's the Bengals. Cool. Like Ramondre can score twice from the goal line. Right. And do that as well. So I think it's not nearly as fun, but I've clicked Ramondre this week. Same thing. I've clicked Charbonnet this week. Like they're going to be playing from ahead, against Tennessee. Like I think there's just some gross running backs that are kind of fun late, or they're not fun, but we can win our way in with like 4 points from them if we need to. So.
Wow, he's earned the verb status at this point. Incredible.
Actually, yeah,
right.
I can give credit Chad with that one. He brought it up earlier. What do we have?
Yeah, so we're 3 away. We're picking at 311 here. ADP is Zay, Brees, Rome, Emmanuel Wilson, Michael Wilson, Metcalf, Aaron Jones, Dart. Flowers goes, and then we can see here. I can zoom in for you here too. Sorry, I know it's small.
No, you're good. We have tight end.
Yeah.
Zay goes.
Warren goes, so that's good for us. So yeah, looking at Brees, Rome.
Who are the quarterbacks here?
Yeah, quarterbacks are Dart, Goff, Dak, Jones.
Is Genty there now?
Genty's gone. Just went to Chris.
Okay, I think it's going to be. This is kind of gross, actually.
Yeah.
DK here.
Yeah, DK is here.
Okay, we'll grab him then. Just queue him up for now. DK.
Yep.
Actually, is Hunter? No, we have tight end. Yeah, I think
Henry's
DK
here.
Is gonna...
Yeah, we already have tight end.
Yeah, we have tight end. We'll grab DK. I don't have a lot of him either, so this is probably a pretty unique combo for me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll grab Lamb, Metcalf. I mean, good matchup for him against Chicago. So, and what's the latest on Rodgers? Did he He didn't practice, yes.
I think he practiced, yeah.
Okay.
Today. It was either limited today, but I think I saw a report that was like they saw him in practice or whatever.
Yeah, limited practice today. So that's good there. And then second pick here, we'll see what Merck does. They go Aaron Jones and Hunter Henry.
So is David Montgomery here actually?
Let's see. Yeah, he is.
Let's cue him. So it's up to you. So if I'm going pure like value over replacement, it would be Jackson Dart, but we have chances to stack later if you wanted to push. And he also was limited 2 days in a row. It's a little bit worrisome that he hasn't upgraded to full. So it's up to you if you want to go Dart. I like taking min one Detroit though in this matchup and just him scoring twice. There was also coach speak, I think, about him trying to get him more touches. I don't know if I believe it, but we know that like I almost want to always just buy low in these like cakewalk matchups for the Lions and just say like Dan is going to like feed one of his players 3 touchdowns or something that game. So I think it's like Amon-Ra this week personally. He had, got shut down by Quinyon Mitchell last week, and I think they want to just like feature him at home. So I think it's going to be him, could be Demont. And obviously I think Gibbs is a worthy 1-1. So I just think that like, we know Dan Campbell loves to run up the score. He's not going to take foot off the gas. So I think it's just like min one Detroit, lock it in, and then go from there.
Yeah, I like it. Especially, I mean, like you said, there's some gross running back plays, but I think, the 2v2 on Dart, late round 5 running back, and Montgomery, late round 5 quarterback, we're going to like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah. Are there any other interesting things you've been seeing in drafts this week?
No, it's honestly a fascinating week because like even the sharpest people in the field, which like this week statistically even this is not me, there's other people who have like dashboards and stuff built out and they put all their drafts in there, but like I would say like Chad is all over it this week. Like a lot of top 100 projected ETR teams, like they'll punch in the projections, see who has the best like early week teams. So it's kind of the usual suspects up there, Dave, Chad, but even then, like both of them are on Emmanuel Wilson and I'm on Josh Jacobs. So a lot of my teams are projected with a 0 because I'm taking Josh Jacobs at like 50. So it's like a really fascinating week with the injuries because like I'm all over, Josh Jacobs and happy to take a swap because my swaps will probably be like Ramondre, Charbonnet. I could even swap to Benson and he could be in a really good spot. So like there's a lot of interesting spots. And I just didn't want to get stuck holding the bag on Emmanuel Wilson. I'm not that excited about the Green Bay, Minnesota game in general. I think there is some risk towards like, okay, we have a backup. Let's just let Jordan Love throw a little more. Like I think there's enough outs. I just don't want to be like completely betting on a backup, even though he projects very well. And I knew he would in ETR. It's just one of those, like you can't draft everyone. And so there's good people on both sides. I don't think it's sharp or dull to go either way. And I actually think there's like 4 backfields like that. I think Seattle's interesting. Like a lot of people are on Kenneth Walker this week. There was a little coach speak. I'm kind of like buying the dip on Sharps if I have to. Early week, I was clicking him at like 72. I think he could score twice from the goal line and get you enough points to float, in the 6th round. I think Pittsburgh's interesting. Like gut feel, I kind of want to play Gainwell because I think he can still score even if Warren plays and like get you, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
Yeah.
And then if Warren doesn't, you have like a smash spot versus like Warren plays, maybe he's a little limited. It's split, Arthur Smith just wants to mess around. So I think that's interesting. And then New England's the other one, right? Like it could be I'm wrong and Trevion goes for 30 fantasy points, but it also could just be, 1 touchdown each or there's 3 rushing touchdowns and Ramondre gets 2 from the goal line, Hendo breaks 1 long one and it doesn't matter. So I just think there's a lot of interesting backfields this week where they're either split and then now kind of like Arizona, even like if Benson plays, I think he projects pretty well, like obviously for a late round pick, but is he getting eased in and, they play Bam Knight a bunch. It's really interesting to see.
Yeah. And I mean, the one thing, like, even if you're a huge Hendo bull, like you basically have to concede he's losing goal line work when Ramondre's back. Like, I don't know how you can debate that. Can he rip off the big plays? Absolutely. But that's what you're going to have to hang your hat on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the other interesting one is I knew I actually had some early week bags of Travis Etienne. I I just saw like Jeff Mueller and some of the guys talk about like Tutin's injury was a little more serious, they thought, than he was giving on. So like, I thought there was upside in the matchup to where if ETN did consolidate this week due to injury, that he would absolutely project super well. And they're projecting both of them in, so he projects really bad. But I do think there's some interesting game theory there too, or maybe not game theory, but just betting on injuries that I think Tutin said he would play, but it's kind of like the thing with Jalen Warren where they say, you know, oh, I'm good, I can play, but like, who knows what their actual, you know, they're just saying that because they're tough football players. So who knows?
Yeah. The one thing about, I saw someone post that ETN was in a non-contact jersey today. I guess they were both limited, but that backfield, man, that one's super interesting too. This is a wild week for those backfields.
Yeah, I think like one of those 3, 4, 5 backfields is definitely like deciding the week. Because if one consolidates, like, you know, Kenneth Walker smashes, whatever, like I'm not getting a seat. So it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
Do you want to do Dak with CD here? The guy behind us has Pickens, so he's probably not going to let him come back if we do want that.
Yeah, it depends if you want to go naked quarterback or stack. I think at this point, like he doesn't project enough below. Yeah, I would probably go Dak. Like basically the other option, I would just queue him up. But the other option would be like T-Law naked or something like that. But that doesn't get me that excited.
Yeah. Did T-Law go? I think he went.
Yeah, he's been going.
Okay.
He projects pretty well. Like Dak projects like about a point and a half behind them if you're looking at a combination of ceiling. So
yeah.
But are we the premium receiver?
Are we looking at a running back with this final pick?
Yeah, let's queue up Mondre, Sharbs, Benson.
Oh, Mondre goes.
Mondre goes. Sharbs, Benson, and then we can see. Like, I don't know. Do you feel good about any of them? I can defer to you, or we can grab a third receiver if you like, kind of like a higher floor guy. I mean,
I kind of am with you on the like staying on the clock this week with all these running back situations. So you want to go Benson
on the clock if you want to do that, and he might project a little better than Sharbs. Sharbs, if you want to play into the game script of them just scoring a bunch.
Yeah, let's do the Benson. I feel like for as long as he was out, like if he goes, and considering how unhealthy the rest of the backfield is, like he could step into a pretty big workload.
Yeah, I mean he had a couple weeks, right, where he was kind of the lead guy and consolidated everything. Yeah, Chris, I'm basically a cash game guy that plays on Underdog.
Well, if you're putting in 150 entries, you have to you can't just be clicking Trevion Henderson at pick 9 in drafts. You got to be a little more protective of your bankroll.
Yeah, that's the other thing is if you're putting in even 20 entries, right, it makes sense, I think, to go with your gut and just play the narrative game, because Ramondre could still get ruled out if it is turf toe. He could be limited for 2-3 weeks. It's the same reason I'm playing like a bunch of Parker Washington and Jacoby. I honestly think in the current state of the offense, they're more important to that offense than BTJ is. I think they keep the offense on schedule. I think Parker's always been a good player when he's been on the field. And I think the other thing is like, obviously, the ownership percentage, but I think Brian Thomas is like, he's been limited for like 6 straight practices. If it's an ankle, like he could easily be another week. Right. And so I kind of like making those other plays more. So,
and it's nice here too, like the run out, because everyone goes so running back heavy. We kind of like, we know in this room, all of these guys here, like even flexing it, we can pivot to Bam if we wanted. If he's out, we
can pivot to Kareem Hunt if you want even.
Yeah, if Pacheco's out and going to Hunt, like
Kareem Hunt protects really well by ETR. Obviously, I didn't take him at all this week because I think Pacheco, he was a full participant, so I thought he was going to be good, and then now he took a step back. So I think it's an interesting like swap option if you're forced to do it. It's a 50-point total. He could easily score 2 from the goal line also and catch a few passes. So it's an interesting week. It is funny. I was saying before that like all my seats in the Dawg Bowl, like just like Chad, I've been all 3 years, and all my seats have been week 9, week 12. Then this week I got week 9 again. So now I'm due for like a week 12. So really all of my seats have been these weeks. So I'm hoping it's just a little bit of run good and random luck on week 12. So
here's the final squad for our audio listeners. We get Dak Prescott stacked up with CD, our running backs, David Montgomery and Trey Benson. We had DK Metcalf there. And then of course, Brock Bowers here, our alpha tight end. How do you think we did here?
I'm pretty happy. I haven't done, like I said, a ton of Dak, so it's kind of nice to diversify off of, the guys I'm taking. And then same thing. I think this is probably one of my first Benson clicks. He, like I said, he just switched, I think, yesterday to the Q. And then, just haven't done the combination of CD with Bowers. I probably don't have a lot of DK, but I like the matchup. So all good. Diversify a little. And then, David Montgomery is just the goal line smash, gets 2 touchdowns, gets 15 touches maybe, playing from ahead, all that. So good. Obviously a great rushing matchup, especially between the tackles against the Giants. So I like it.
Good stuff. What's for dinner tonight?
Honestly, it's a good thing you asked me that. I think this is the first time I'm feeling good. I can get in the car, drive down to McDonald's, get ready for Thursday Night Football the proper way. It's I think we're locked in. So, and then
are you more of a drive-through or DoorDash McDonald's kind of guy?
No, I am very anti DoorDash. I don't.
Okay.
I've never ever used it unless I have some crazy coupon.
You don't trust them?
No, I just to me, if I'm gonna go get food, I've always been, because I work from home, right? So to me, part of it is getting out of the house,
getting out,
throw on a podcast. I'm not trying to just sit up in here. You can see how dark it is in here. I need to turn lights on because it just got dark here. But yeah, I'm in this dungeon enough here drafting. So I'm trying to go there. Plus, you can use all the coupons there. I'm still frugal. I want to use the coupons at the get my free fries or free sandwiches or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, Krutches, great drafting with you. Great drafting with everybody today. Long show. I'm gonna have to get out my gems here for YouTube members. I'll get that posted in the next 20 or so minutes. No Battle Royale Bash next week, obviously because of Thanksgiving. I think what I might do is for After Dark Saturday night that weekend, maybe do it like Bash style, where people can come on and we can draft some teams on Saturday night there. I think that's the tentative plan. Otherwise, usual set of shows tomorrow. We'll have Utica, Jam to Win, and then Off and On the Clock with John and Nez. So tune in for that. And check out my article, too, if you guys want more on Week 12 strategy. Have that up on Fantasy Life. Ran through 12 things I was thinking about, including looking at some of the differences between the 12-man and 6-mans and seeing what kind of insights we could glean. For Krutches, all of the guests on the bash, the chat, all of you guys were great. We'll see you next time. Peace.